Hey, welcome to Picks and Sticks. I'm Chris, and tonight we have a veteran band from the Atlanta area, and it's Woodstock's Red Tyde Rising. And they're going to start this with a little jam.
One, two. Hey everybody, we're Woodstock's Red Tyde Rising.
So I appreciate you guys, interviewing with me today. This is awesome, and really looking forward to this. And why don't you tell us a little bit about you guys to start off with?
Okay. Well, uh, I'm a cop, so that's fun. I arrest people's doggos and I pet them.
Think you meant about the band.
Oh, about the band. That's why I get confused. I'm the only one that matters. Um, let's see. We have been around way too long. That's my take.
So if you want a good kind of introduction to the band, so these guys actually started this band almost 10 years ago, way back when. And there has been it's been fun. Yeah, I actually knew PJ from a long time ago, and then I met Ken back in high school. But I actually didn't join the band until after high school for a brief stint. But we can get into that later. But yeah, no, we're just like a sort of a pop punk rock,
Alt rock.
Yeah, we just kind of play whatever. If we're not playing the song, one of the Sonic theme songs or Power Rangers, we're playing our own stuff, I guess.
Yeah. We like to do throwbacks to stimulate people's nostalgia for revenue.
Meme rock, if you will.
Yeah, meme rock.
But of course. But yeah, that's kind of how we are. Just a three-piece that does exactly whatever it wants.
Yes.
So you briefly touched up on how you guys met, but why don't we elaborate on that a little bit?
All right. I met Ian way back in gym class. He was doing these stupid push-ups, trying to look cool in front of all the girls. So I was like, "Hey, man, those are dumb."
It's funny because the girls actually went off and did other stuff with the female gym teachers, and it was just the boys. But I was doing my push-ups, and
doing it for the boys.
Yeah, Kane was just like, "Hey, there's some stupid push-ups, man."
And we became best friends.
Yeah, we became really good friends.
Oh, and PJ right here. Okay, we became best friends after he broke his leg in flag football, and we were in drumline together, and
my leg was broken, so I couldn't leave.
Yeah, he was basically trapped, and so we were at a competition.
This redhead,
this is my favorite memory, I think, because we were at a competition. We were leaving the field, and the front wheels of that wheelchair got caught in the train. It was one of the AstroTurf fields.
He dumped me.
And it looked like I just flipped him in front of everybody.
Because he did.
But I didn't straight up yeet you. It was more of a, oh no. And PJ just stood up on his broken leg. He could have died, but then somehow we just ended up being best buds.
And I actually, I've known PJ since I moved here back in 2006, third grade, and we were always in the same classes and general friend group, but we didn't hang out outside of school ever. And we have I don't know, there's a lot of weird memories that just get connected the more we talk about it that I just completely forgot personally.
Yeah, we ate lunch together every day in 5th grade.
Yeah, I know, and I just I remember some.
Yeah, that sums it up, I guess.
Anyways, we known each other forever.
Yeah, we've all known sort of known each other forever.
That's what happens when you don't move out of your hometown.
So what year did you guys actually start? When did you become a band as the three-piece as what you are?
This one. Well, we started the band as it exists before in 2010.
Yeah.
And as it is now,
2015.
Yeah.
Into 2016, I think.
Yeah. So whenever it started, I was actually in this band for about a month in 2013, right after high school, right?
We had to kick them out.
And we played exactly one show, and then they're like, "Why are you so bad at guitar?"
Yeah, we just kind of, it was like, man.
And then 2 years later, they're just like, hey, we ran through like 2 guitarists, so like, could you please help us? We're about to play this festival.
Yeah, the thing about guitarists is they quit fairly often. But if you hold down that rhythm section, you're.
And so they're just like, hey, you should, or well, Kane rather, is just like, hey man, you should like come play with us. I was like, oh no.
For the record, I was the only one that voted to keep you in the band the first time.
I did.
Nuh-uh. You were one of them that's like, yeah, we gotta axe this guy.
I did not do that.
PJ
I did not.
PJ was
Look at his
neutral. He
face.
didn't care. He was
Look
in,
at his
he was in
face.
college.
Camera.
Yeah, I think it was that. But
That's like our complete history. Like outside of that, it's like, yeah, we started in 2015, and as we are now. So that's like more than you could ever want to know about us as a band. Like already.
That's 4 years.
I know it is 4 years.
You get one more, and you're better than Tucker.
We've had a good time.
I will say that this splintering raft of a band would not be held together without Ian these days.
That's right. Better watch out, because you can't find a replacement guitarist.
You know, you got to watch it. You know, the guitar, I thought would be the easier one to replace. It's the drummer that's the hardest to place.
Been here for years.
We beat him into submission years ago.
But you know, I remember seeing you guys probably back in December at Reformation. I was like, oh, who are these guys? They're pretty good. And PJ has his little travel set.
It's right there.
And yeah, and then of course I saw you about a month ago at what was that place called? The Burger Bus.
Oh yeah, Mall Ground. Mall Ground.
Nice
Yeah, and that's the first time I ever seen you guys play your original stuff, and it was amazing. I was like, wow, these guys are really good. I gotta get them on here.
Thank you. I'm glad we played well that night.
Yeah, I know.
See, my thing is like when you said Reformation, I was like, okay, so he was having a pretty good buzz going on, thinking we were good, and then they kind of confirmed that when you said we were good at Burger Bus. So like you just stay lit all the time. It's my impression.
Yeah, I definitely was not buzzed at the Burger Bus.
Yeah, it's like $8 a beer.
Oh God, yeah, the Burger Bus is pricey, but it's delicious.
It's not bad. It's not.
So you guys talked about a festival that you needed Ian for. So was that your first one that you performed in?
That was the first time I'd ever played at a festival, but they had done it before. Multiple times, and it is a festival that started in Canton, and it was Zombie Fest. They hold it here now in downtown Woodstock, but it's this great big festival downtown Canton, and there's like a ton of people, hundreds of people there and everything. And
like third show.
Yeah, Kane comes to me and he's like, "We got like 2 months."
It's time to get good.
And we had our first show at a little hole in the wall that no longer exists, called Swayze's as a 3-piece. And I remember it very vividly because it was about the worst I'd ever played in my life, except for that one show that I played with them back in 2013.
Which is impressive because like we gave you a small amp on purpose.
I know you did.
That was when we were 5-piece.
Yeah.
Like it'll be good like for filler. And we weren't.
I was. Oh, no, shut up. I had more. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what's really funny though? I had more people over on my side of the stage because I was jumping around having a good time and like getting the crowd involved with stuff than the rest of them over there. So I don't hear.
I was hitting drums.
All right, so before we do a little performance, give me one adjective that describes each of you.
I don't think we should pick our own.
No, I agree with that.
Hardworking.
Me?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I think that you work yourself to death pretty much over pointless things. So
that sounds about right.
This sounds like me.
Let's do Kane.
Kane, I think I would say.
Wait.
Absent.
It's because I'm a good father.
I was just about to say that.
Absent band member, good father.
I don't know, like it's not like an adjective per se, but if I had to describe Kane, I'd just say why. Like
it's because I write the bangers.
That's right. It's just Yeah, he writes the bangers. All right, so what would you say about me then, Kane? You're so good. You're so great. Write a banger, real quick. A banger.
Write a banger. Okay.
No, about the question.
Well, oh, your adjective.
What's my adjective?
Unpredictable.
Yeah, you better watch out.
Depending on the level of alcohol.
Yeah, you better watch out.
I would also say athletic or gymnastic. Same conditions apply.
All right, that's.
I would say Ian's passionate.
Ian is passionate. I'll give him that. He's very fun to watch on stage.
My heart melted a little there.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Your passion keeps the band going, man.
All right.
He typically has a good energy.
I try to, yeah. I mean, because I'm here to have fun.
He's here to have fun.
As much as sometimes PJ likes to forget, just like, whoa, guys, we're gonna die if we don't get this mic set up. Like, he stresses hard about things.
To be fair, we were gonna die.
We're gonna die.
Well, wait.
So,
No, go ahead.
no, just say, so if anybody has any questions before they're going to do a little performance, and if you guys can think of some questions, shoot it this way, and we'll get those answered for you. If anybody's listening out there, let's go ahead and do a song.
All right. All right. So
Can you do this?
No, I cannot.
Can you
Please,
give me this?
I don't
Turn it off
use
first.
mics first. Okay. All right.
So
So
Ian, place it in the
while
thing,
we're
please.
setting this up, okay, just give them an introduction as to what the song's called. You know what I mean?
All right. So this is
Waves and Tides.
Waves and Tides. I have a little bit of a concept graphic novel idea with this particular song, mostly because of persona I've been crafting onto Ian, sort of involuntarily. If you go on our Facebook, which is like Woodstock Rising, Red Tyde Rising, you can look at our photo albums, compliments of Mitchell Branham, he fantastic photographer. He has taken many pictures of a squid hat onto Ian, and this song is about the trials and tribulations of this particular squid that is from another planet.
It's called Waves and Tides.
Oceans collide, waves and tides, but I'll keep chasing my dreams. The wind's still blowing, my sails still flowing, I'm headed off to sea. Late that night, I held you tightly to my chest, and I whisper in your ear, I think it's for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4. When it's time to go, you're afraid of it all. Turn it to the notion that we're just doing emotion, yeah. It's not a call, you mentioned it before we begun. Silly girl, you should have known, never ever not set the sun. Yeah. The moon came up and the sun came down, and I thought about you. One time and you're looking up too. Will wipe the tears as they fell down your cheek, and I told you that you need everything you need. 3, 4. But it's how it goes, you were afraid of it all. Turning through the notion that we're just doing emotions, yeah. It's how it goes, you mentioned it before we begun. Silly girl, you should have known, never ever not said it so. Yeah. sail away, just sail away. Or should I let me go? Should I let me go? So with all these things you'll never see that are killing me, and I'm going, oh yeah,
Awesome. That was awesome, guys. That came out pretty well.
Awesome.
Looks like we got a couple more listeners joined us. So, like I said before, if anybody has any questions for them, shoot them and we'll answer those. Let's get into the next question. So it's kind of one of those redundant questions I ask everybody. But what are some of your biggest influences? Whether it's a person or a band or
Yeah, so this is actually a really interesting point because we all share different backgrounds and influences almost entirely, like in terms of genre and really like where ideas kind of come from. Like, Kane, if you want to start.
Yeah, so I guess the easiest one to point out is PJ and I came from a drumline background. We did band, jazz band, drumline together, and that's actually a big part of
nerds.
Yeah, we're nerds. So we're very rhythm centered, whereas when I found Ian, he knew nothing, and I forged him from the fires. I helped him out a little bit. I just showed him like this or that, and kind of pushed him to learn things that I personally don't know. Like, hey Joe.
Yeah, he told me. It's funny. Years ago, he told me, "Hey, you should like listen to like Jimi Hendrix to like learn a little bit more in terms of like lead stuff, solo ideas, and just like chording and phrasing and whatnot." And so I did. And then I like told him that I've still been doing that like 8 years later. And he's like, "Oh, well, I didn't think you actually were gonna listen to me."
Yeah, most people don't.
So biggest influences, at least on my part, depending on what I'm writing, like I have a hard time with writing a complete song. But if I'm just writing music or just words, lyrics, I can. It usually comes from things like Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, or weirdly enough, a newer band in comparison to those, Turnover. I actually really enjoy those guys a lot. They make they're kind of like a genre called dream pop, I guess is what you call it. Very easy listening for the
Kind of
most
like
part.
on GMT.
Yeah, kind of just less synthesized, I guess. But I mean, excellent, lyricist in that band and phenomenal guitar work. But just like anything, yeah. So that's like my, Pearl Jam.
I was a big Foo Fighters fan
Mhm.
Until a couple of their most recent albums. So, like anything after Wasting Light, it was more like wasting time to me. So, in that respect,
Very good.
I also have a big appreciation for classic rock. But when I really think about like writing music, it's those elements of Foo Fighters with some pop punk, particularly a band called The Wonder Years. It kind of hits that spot for me, like a little bit grittier, Blink-182. And then can't go wrong with Katy Perry. So.
And then PJ here, he's like,
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm all about. I listen to jazz mostly. A lot of freeform instrumental stuff. I don't really like lyrics in my jazz because that inherently gives it a structure. I really like open form, big band jazz music.
he's just so intelligent.
I'm
Yeah, and
so much better than
That like
Yeah.
Irish and Scottish
yeah, and
punk
he's also
is really what comes through.
But yeah, other than that, like I listen to a lot of punk. I love the Real McKenzies, the Dropkick Murphys,
How many names can we
Blondie, and
He does
all of the Power Rangers theme songs are very big influences.
Oh, and no
drum
doubt.
playing.
We're big Gwen Stefani fans.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt.
So speaking of the Power Rangers, so I seen you perform that live. I looked all over the place. I found like one video of you guys performing that.
One video.
There should be multiple. Somewhere.
It should be multiple somewhere.
Oh, was it like the practice one of Smith's old bar?
Oh, it might have been where it was just PJ and I.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. but-
I think we played it at Ball Ground, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we.
That's where
Did
he
we?
was.
You were there.
That's where. Yeah.
That's where I said we do birthday
Yeah.
parties because we need that
Oh,
money.
yeah.
We are
But yes,
broke.
we have performed Power Rangers theme song live.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know how you guys pulled that off, but it's freaking sick. And
Thank
You gotta commit, really. He has a whole suit. Like I bought him a Power Rangers morph suit for Christmas. His girlfriend got him the helmet. He has a squid hat, so everything kind of makes sense. He's like the kaiju that they fight, and I'm a citizen, so I die somewhere in that story.
So you mentioned the Foo Fighters earlier. That's one of those bands where like live they can make any song sound just freaking amazing, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably how you guys could do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
Not just say, you know, pick some stupid 80s song and you guys would probably, you know, punk it up a little bit and it would sound amazing, you know.
Well, there's a trick to it. You start filtering through a big old list, like a binder full of covers, and you realize what works and what doesn't. And typically, that's not necessarily the ability to play it, but more so the effort you want to put.
Is that the way it goes?
Yeah,
I
you wanna
thought
put
it
in-
was you guys were trying to learn the song and then just start playing punk
Yeah,
drum
see,
beats behind it
We'll
until
like sit there
we
playing
inevitably start doing it that way.
a normal song and the
Because I
DJ
got
would
bored
be
of
over
practice.
You never tell your drummer what you're doing. It's like the key to it.
here. Especially, like,
You just show up and tell them what's going
like,
on.
oh guys,
and
like
then
look at this. I was like writing this thing. Oh yeah, that's cool. It's like one of those like weird indie rock songs that no one would ever listen to. And
But
the
wouldn't
DJs
it
up here
sound
like,
better as
"Butter, butter, 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 butter."
Yeah, you say you have this cool indie rock song, but wouldn't it sound better as a punk song?
Yeah, that's basically our process.
That's our entire process. I don't think he asked what our process is, but I mean there it is.
What was the question?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was the question?
No, that was it. So, all right. If there was an apocalypse, what 3 albums would you guys save?
We haven't written 3 albums, so I don't. That's not a fair question. We got like 2 EPs and maybe an LP, but that's just putting the 2 EPs together. That's cheating.
No, but seriously, what? Not your albums, the world's albums.
What other albums are there?
No,
So we know PJ would save some jazz album, right?
Oh,
I'll tell you what. You ever look up a band called Crush 40? That's his list.
that's him. So I don't know if Kane necessarily narrowed it down. Mine would be Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti, Pink Floyd's Live in Pompeii from 1972, and then that album that the animatronic band made from Chuck E. Cheese.
it's a real banger.
No, I would probably pick Good Nature by Turnover. Probably, it's such a happy album to listen to. I love it.
What is Physical Graffiti like? I'm sidestepping here. But...
It's Led Zeppelin's first. Well, not first.
No, not the album, but like the concept of it.
Well, I mean, it's graffiti that's very physical.
Is that like a tattoo?
It just means that it's graffiti that instead of it's like writing all over the place that like maybe mentally or emotionally, it's just physical. I don't know.
That sounds like littering.
Whatever. But yeah, so there you have it from me at least. These guys, I don't know that they can count to 3.
Well, no, I just meant like 3 collective. So you answered it.
Oh,
Ian obviously left out the Sonic Adventure 2 OST.
That's true.
My
All right,
Crush
so
40.
Oh, yeah.
that'd be one.
We do Power Rangers, but we also do Sonic the Hedgehog songs.
We did play City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2 live at an amphitheater with like at least 800 people.
And there was a guy clapping.
There's
It's probably the coolest thing I've ever done.
So yeah, we have the Sonic Adventure 2 OST. We have. I'm taking physical graffiti. You guys can you
That's
figure
fine.
out what you.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I'm mine on Sonic.
that's
Oh
easy.
no!
That's easy. I would pick the Wonder Years, the Greatest Generation. It's a solid
But
concept album. I like it.
In all seriousness, Willie Jones III, The Next Phase, is a real banger of a jazz album.
I didn't know that because I don't listen to jazz.
Who's the drummer?
Willie Jones III, the drummer.
We just gave you like 12 albums, so that's good.
All right, so you just mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog, and obviously you got a song called Paragon that's about video games. So what's your favorite video games?
Well, that's the funny thing. We're all old and don't play video games anymore.
Well, he is. He has 2 kids.
Yeah. Well, I have a child due on the 29th. Okay. I don't have time for video games, but if I had to pick, Smash Bros. I like Smash Bros. A lot. I'm gonna go with Spyro the Dragon.
I would say it would be like a toss-up between this multiplayer game from like 2007, 2006, Team Fortress 2, or maybe a Legend of Zelda game. Yeah, I would say Team Fortress 2. Yeah.
It's not the orange box.
Well, I mean that's like 3 games.
I know.
What do you got, PJ?
Shout out to Shane that Warframe is grindy, and also Dead Space 2 is a rock solid video game.
You think that's better than Dead Space 3 playing single player?
A little Easter egg in a song that we're currently recording. Through a nice radio edit effect, I list off Marvel characters that would be able to survive the Dead Space universe event, but that's not important. Just if anyone ever listens to that song and they can hear what it says and lists off the characters,
we'll send you a free album.
Yeah, we'll send you a free album.
Probably even a T-shirt.
You can get the album.
It's going to be
finish
dirty.
it in
We'll have to find
10
it.
years.
have fun waiting for that T-shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that just about covers it. So Dead Space 2, Team Fortress 2,
Not
Spyro.
Warframe.
Nah, I'm gonna go a little bit more obscure with my answer instead of Spyro the Dragon. I'm a big fan of this game called Tales of Symphonia. It's excellent. It's very high fantasy.
Very hipster.
Yes. I need a latte.
So what are some of your hobbies outside of music?
Guns.
Well, so I mean, these guys, so PJ and I, we actually have recently. When I was younger, I used to play paintball, and now that I'm older and have my own money, I can play paintball as much as I want instead of like begging mom. So we picked up paintball really hard, and it is so much fun.
It's been a blast.
I don't hang out with them when they do that.
He's a coward.
No, I have better things to do with my time.
I'm sure.
It's a great workout, but outside of that, I really love rock climbing. I skate.
Ian is the most active. I either work or a child rear.
That is something.
Any of my free time I typically spend practicing. That's why I write the bangers.
I mean, yeah, music itself is a hobby as well.
He just said outside of music, guys. Come on.
I mean,
There is no outside of music.
I
It is
mean,
work,
like,
suffering, and
I
music.
don't know. Whenever I'm just sitting there like noodling on my guitar or whatever, I wouldn't necessarily say that was like focusing on music in the same way necessarily.
Fair enough.
Because I like wasting time, like just on an instrument. But yeah, I mean, shoot, I love swimming.
Been watching Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's a hobby. Netflix is a hobby.
Netflix in this generation is a hobby.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm definitely good at wasting time. At least that's what my wife says.
I hear that.
I have built my life around hitting things. So besides being a drummer, I'm also a 3rd-degree black belt.
Hasn't been in like over a year.
That is true. I'm sorry.
All right.
I guess it's not a hobby anymore.
So I just got a question from Scott Reeves. He was one of the ones the first interview I did.
Nice.
He wants to know, do you have any of your wait, hold on, where is it? Do any of you prefer pineapple on pizza? If so, do you think it is an acceptable ingredient for lasagna or a spaghetti meat sauce?
Well, yes. Lasagna is just thick pizza. So
That's 3 C's thick, my boy.
And as we all know, Kane and I are heavy defenders of pineapple on pizza.
Absolutely.
I am severely not.
He eats pizza all wrong, though. He called me a hipster, but here's the thing. This man, he likes like the Alfredo sauce with all the vegetables,
Stop.
grilled
Okay, so
chicken.
here's the greatest pizza ever made. It's Alfredo sauce with green peppers, premium chicken, whatever on it. This is from Domino's. And mushrooms is the best pizza ever made. But no, see.
Well, hey, you forgot something. You also like to have a Greek man just spit on you.
Yes. So
The description hurts, man.
the thing is that pineapple, it has a fruit tang to it that clashes with tomato like sauce.
Tomatoes
You
a
mean
fruit.
compliments.
It
Tomatoes
does
a
not
fruit.
complement it. It
It's a
collides with it.
symphony of flavor.
It's a
You got
symphony.
the
It's a symphony where
savory
every section is
saltiness.
playing a different part at different times.
Yeah, that's
We
called complexity. I'm sorry that your palate is so limited to Greek men.
I think that like what?
Oof.
He just lost it.
So basically, what they're saying is that they have no idea what a symphony would sound like, and I'm saying that
Ironic.
pineapple on pizza is dumb. And I'm willing to bet that like so like hold on, how did that even come about? Why is it called Hawaiian? Is it like that they had a pizza?
They have pineapples in Hawaii.
Yeah, I understand. They're just like, oh wow, this shouldn't go on here. Let's like, is that
They cut it the whole
that
thing to smack
I
on
think
the
that's
pizza.
Hawaii's only export is just bad ideas.
Dog, the bounty hunter.
Bad ideas.
Made a great South Park episode though.
It did.
Here's the thing: pineapple on pizza, absolutely. Pineapple and calzones, I've had that. It's delicious. Lasagna, that's the next step. You've given me a new frontier.
Thick pizza.
Thick pizza. Now, deep dish pizza, there ain't anywhere to get it in Georgia. It seems like it's a disappointment.
We tried it for years.
once.
Shout out in the comments if you know a good like
Link us to
Chicago
that
style
deep dish pizza.
place, please.
We need that thick pizza.
So, Ian, you can thank Scott Reeves for that question.
Thank you, Scott Reeves. Now you owe
Yeah,
us a
thank you.
link to deep dish pizza.
Please. I'm begging you.
All right. Well, you guys want to play another song?
Yeah.
We're gonna trade these for this one because that's our shtick. It's a big old time waster where everybody gets bored and looks at their phone at the show.
Just like every
Totally
other part
kills
of
the
the show.
vibe. It's fantastic.
It's bad. It's
Just watch. Just watch. Everyone's gonna leave. It's gonna be great.
All right, so
like laws or sausages. They are best if you don't watch them being made. Just like our transition here, it's just best if everyone turns around for like 20 seconds.
yeah, we typically try to distract people. I'm gonna start bringing firecrackers to the show. Throw them. PJ was drumming. So we're. Oh, this setup is not meant for Kane.
All right, there you go. Okay.
All right, yeah, there we go.
All right, so
This one's called Cosmic Overdose. It's another concept I have. I was thinking about it on the ride over here. PJ's got this interesting little art style he does for all of our shows with flyers, or he drew our album cover. And I was thinking how that would work with this song. So when it gets released, it's going to be sick.
So yeah,
Indefinite waiting.
you'll be able to kind of hear that this is probably one of the ones where Kane's Foo Fighter influence kind of pushes through pretty well.
You think so?
I think so. Let's show it to him.
That was a lot more, no doubt.
You wanna get high, well, I think that you might. Being for quite the surprise, you wanna waste my time. Yeah, it's just fine with me. Use it before we both lose our minds. Whoa, whoa. Oh, watch our veins explode. Then we'll finally be home. Come take my hand on this last dance. I'll show you when to sail the road. Now I want you to be there. Love the light of the stars. I'll show you wonders what it was. Help me out. Oh, I don't mind, no, I don't care. I just know I want you to be there. To save me. Oh, I don't mind, no, I don't care. I just know I want you to be there. Are you alright? I've been worried sick for you. Praying that you make it know. Is this the last time? You know you're my burning star. I'll follow you no matter what. Yeah, I'll watch our veins explode. And we'll finally be home. Come take my hand on this last day. I don't care no. I'll show you when to sail the road. That's how I want you to be there. We'll love the love of the stars. I don't care no. I'll show you wonders what you I'll watch our veins explode. And we'll finally be home. Come take my hand on this last day. I don't care no. I'll show you when to sail the road. Just now I want you to be there. We'll love the love of the stars. I'll show you wonders what it is. I just know that you know you're my burning soul.
Awesome. So I've listened to your first album all this week. I probably listened to it, I don't know, at least 4 times, 5 times.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ironically, the last 3 songs are those are the, I mean, the whole album's good, but the last 3, I really like the last 3 songs on there. So do you guys have any future plans for album or anything like that?
It's funny you mentioned that. We have been in the process of working on about 4 or 5 song EP. We have almost completed 2 songs. The one you just heard, and another one called Horse. That one is more so in the vein of Motorhead.
Almost, actually.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, that one, that was just, it's like a little, just a little snippet about that song. That was, whenever I was talking about like, oh man, I had this little indie rock pop thing that I had or whatever, and then PJ started, so I just like, all right, I turned on the,
sorry. Do that again, do the animation.
and then like, and I'm like, all right, turn on the overdrive, and I'm like, oh wait, that sounds pretty good, and you know, it just kind of came out that way.
It's like he was
To be
possessed
fair,
by Lemmy.
I was watching a lot of Power Rangers Turbo at the time. I think your mic's turned off.
Is your mic turned off,
No,
PJ?
it's not.
Disappointment.
No, he's good.
So we have we actually almost really have like 3 songs of it done. So we're working on it. It's just we day job. Yeah, we day job it pretty hard. So this is it's just like a passion project, really. I mean, oh yeah.
This whole thing is a passion project. It has to be.
Yeah. If we didn't, if we weren't laughing on stage, we would definitely be crying.
Yeah. Yeah. This is either a passion project or a fever dream, and that's up to y'all.
Well, I call this thing a midlife crisis here. So.
No. Okay. No, I like this setup. This is just like the whole.
It's very cool.
Back and forth between. It's a good idea. I like this. Yeah, we I mean, what
we enjoy interviews.
What would local music be without locals that are interested in music? So
yeah,
very true.
I mean, you gotta enjoy it. Everybody's like, definitely won't be doing it for like 10 years.
How do we humble brag that we have fans when we don't have fans?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
We got Dad and Shane.
We got.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate you tuning in, man. I really appreciate it.
But we also have Chris. Apparently, he likes 3 of our songs, and that does fill the old chest with warmth.
Yeah, I mean,
good stuff.
I mean, I find it. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old, and top 40 is obviously really bad. I think lately, and there's not as many rock albums out as there used to be. I'm finding I'm really liking local bands a lot more. And supporting them a lot more and trying to see them. And
there's a lot of flavor out there. I mean, compared to like a lot of the almost monotony of like keeping up with like you said, the top 40 and what's necessarily popular and whatnot. There's still some bands and groups out there that are definitely making it happen in an interesting manner. It just all depends, but the local vein and what you can find in it, especially in this Atlanta area, is just some of the acts that we've played with. I mean, just phenomenal, like completely stellar. And you wouldn't think you get that in necessarily like just some like little venue like a Mad Life or something. Just in North Georgia or out in Connect Live. Shoutouts to Connect Live. We love them. We've never played like on our A game there once for some reason. It's like cursed.
Because they have monitors. We're not used to that.
It's like cursed. Well, no, see, we'll destroy Zombie Fest. Like, we'll absolutely rock that theater, but like, something about that little coffee shop just makes us all. We get the dumb hands.
Okay. That place is deceptive, right? You think it's a coffee shop. You go in the back. It's a legitimate venue.
It's a banging venue.
It's pretty banging. And
everyone should go to Connect Live. It's great.
They got great coffee too, and also, they just introduced meatball parms, which
and garlic knots. I was told that like we were giving free garlic knots to shout out their garlic knots. But garlic knots are pretty spicy.
Back to the pizza.
Oh my god!
So with they have meatball parms, and now I'm thinking I could put pineapple on that as a topping.
Connect Live, you're listening.
Pineapple on the parm.
We also love you, David.
Thank you, David Suddeth.
Also, shout out to David Suddeth. He is the best, and we probably wouldn't be able to keep doing this if he didn't keep giving us shows.
All right, we got a couple shout outs here. Scott Reeves says sounding good, and I think it's Elsie. She says you have fans, and and they said it in all caps.
Ooh.
Well, thank you.
I mean, we got a Sealand fan.
They're like, hey, you got a fan right there, dummies.
Although we're definitely trying to figure out this whole like booking thing because we've oversaturated at points and gone a little too long in between shows. And I typically measure that as to whether or not PJ's dad is available to come out to the show. Because if he doesn't come, we're playing too much.
He is the backbone of this band.
Yeah.
I have noticed that. He's got your back, that's for sure.
He's probably like, I would say 80% of the band's workforce.
Yeah.
Like, we're dumb. We show up and make noise, and then he's like, all right, hey, you guys want to go play on a stage?
Now,
we would not be able to do anything
so
about it.
Really, that like the fact that we have like just like a couple people, just even just anyone out there saying like, yeah, you have fans. We really that does mean a lot to us. So thank you in particular to that for just all caps shouting out. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Elsie, you said?
Elsie.
Yeah, 1313. I don't know. That's their screen name. So you guys mentioned about you talked about Mad Life. I mean, that's pretty impressive that you guys played there.
We
So
played the
how'd you
original one too. Wait, no.
Huh?
Did we?
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Sorry, I was thinking of
Ignore
Masquerade.
that.
So Masquerade.
Don't talk. Don't
Yeah,
say.
Matt.
I don't know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
you're thinking
I really
about
should have a
Masquerade.
Okay, Mad Life is an interesting place because they do the locals only thing, where it's like an interesting open mic competition setup where you can move on to the next rounds. And I open our, and this is horrible, but I open our band email and I see all these invites. It's like, are we doing that well every time there to keep getting invited back? Because we never make it to the next round. Why do they want? Where do we rank in the Mad Life system?
I don't think we should vent our frustrations about losing.
No, this is an enigma to me. I like Mad Life a lot. I just want to know how we can improve.
The sound there is amazing.
The sound
It's
there is incredible.
unbelievable.
It's an awesome venue. But no, I mean, it's just some nights are just different. Some nights are just different. But I mean, no, that's it was, you know, a nice. It's a nice privilege to be able to play there. Like, you know, those couple times that we did, and the whole setup was just really professional. I mean, the sound guys, the lights, all the effects. It's a nice venue, and I've seen a couple acts play there, and they have really good production. And
I will say this: if you're gonna go and play in one of those performance competitions, dress up. Like, think of it as like a suit and tie event.
No, don't do that.
No.
Don't
Listen.
steal our stick.
Fair enough. We saw definitely some positive results from doing that. So that's my one tip to the community:
yeah, we
is
did knock it out of the park.
dress well.
Yeah, if you see, there's a picture on our group where we're all dressed up kind of nice, like, you know, in, like, I would say Green Day but better,
Yeah.
kind of attire, and that was a
Gold.
fantastic night.
It was hot.
It was a little toasty, but hopefully in that whole spiel that we just did, we answered whatever the question was that you asked or we're trying to get to.
So, I guess that kind of leads into what's your favorite venue to play?
Woodstock Amphitheater.
That's not a venue per se.
I mean, it is okay. So
We played there.
so the regular venues.
USA Party Supply Store in Marietta. We just played a show there
It was
With-
pretty dope.
with a deathcore band
With a
and two
deathcore band.
comedians.
That was so.
It was one of the strangest lineups.
But it was a good one.
It was fun.
What I think that our favorites would probably be a toss up between, well, Swayze's is dead,
Rip.
and we've played there probably. I mean, we
Over 40.
Over 40 times
No.
we have played the Swayze venue.
Okay,
had
that's-
to have played more than that. There's no way. We had
That's I would include that in a favorites list. That was just something.
to-
We basically had band practice there.
yeah.
We learned to play at Swayze's.
Connect
We
Live
gotta
or-
respect it.
Connect Live or Reformation Brewery. Those are
Dismissal Bar. That's a solid one.
okay. Yeah,
Dismissal Bar.
but we have to
is-
pick one. We like what
Oh,
would
I'm
you say?
picking Connect Live.
We rehearsed, I promise.
We did. We sat down and went through these questions.
Because see, at Reformation Brewery, we get free beer and get paid.
So, how's the you
And
mentioned
David,
Woodstock Amphitheater? How's the front of house there? I bet that's pretty amazing.
So like the venue itself is like awe-inducing. You're like, whoa, I can't believe we're playing at this kind of stage. But then like it's kind of a toss-up when it comes to the sound engineering, depending on who they hire. But recently, it's been awesome.
Yeah, we've gotten to play at that amphitheater for every Zombie Fest since it moved here to Woodstock, and it's gotten pretty much better every year sound wise. And what's really amazing is that you're hearing yourself from, you know, more than just like one monitor or maybe just your amp in like a tiny venue or something. There's all this room and like for the sound to really open up and kind of come back at you, and it's really something whenever you just kind of have this great mix wall of sound kind of coming out from, you know, where you're standing, and just seeing just all that open space in front of you, you know, seeing all those people's faces and just like the whole hustle and bustle of a festival is really, I mean,
Yeah, it does take away from the intimacy of like some of the smaller
That's
venues.
true.
So there's no point in being like, all right, come on, I need everybody to get a lot closer and fill in these gaps.
Mhm.
Luckily, it's not our job to bring people to those events.
Because we're out of that.
That's still got to be pretty. That's got to be pretty awesome though.
Oh, God,
That have
it's-
that feeling and
Yeah, it's a surreal sight.
It really is, and you're for small fry like us, where we don't get to do that, every day to like a packed out stadium and everything. It's just like you start and you're like, okay, yeah, don't rush it, you're kind of tense, but after the first few songs, like you loosen up and you get really into it, and you're like looking at the set list, you're like, oh geez, we're almost halfway done. Like, so like, I don't know. Whenever, at least in my experience, colors are more vibrant. Sounds are more intense.
His adrenaline pumps.
It's like I'm just running and jumping around, and you gotta sing well. You gotta hit those notes. Like, all right, come on in. Let's not flub this solo or something. And
It is one of the best feelings in the world, and you get to share it with your two best buddies.
so
That's
I
pretty
mean,
dope.
I would say Woodstock Amphitheater, but if we're talking like the ones that we normally play, I would probably say Connect Live. Actually, they're
They got good coffee. They got meatball parms.
always a good time there.
I'm gonna make them add pineapple to meatball parms now.
that's what I was about to say. Do they have pineapple?
I'm putting it on.
They have to add it to your menu just for you guys.
Oh,
The
excellent.
pineapple parm.
All right, so what would you say your mainstay is? I mean, we talked about a whole bunch, but and also how can people find you? How where can they connect with you to make where they can find a schedule for you or something like that?
I'd say recently we've been frequenting both Connect Live and Reformation Brewery. Any of David Suttis open mics, also go check those out. They're amazing. We try to hit as many of those as we can.
You're also invited to practice if you ever just want to come and like sit in. It does make for cool videos because we've got some ideas for music videos, but we need people. So if you want to be a part of that, just hit me up on Facebook.
But to talk about where people can find us,
What are you doing?
Oh, what's the address?
well, okay.
No, I just mean like Facebook. They can find you on Facebook. And,
So
Woodstock
Facebook-
Rising.
Yeah, we
Facebook.
are Woodstock's Red Tyde Rising on Facebook. That's tied with a Y, but yeah, Woodstock's Red Tyde Rising on Facebook. We have Spotify and iTunes, SoundCloud,
Whatever disco pop
Bandcamp.
put us on.
yeah, Bandcamp,
Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation. Yeah, I mean,
Grindr.
and I'll put some of those down in the description in the next day
Thank
or
you.
two, so people can go down the description and click on it. But
Prove me I'm wrong. Show me we have fans.
I really appreciate you guys doing this. This was really awesome, and
Thank you for having
I
us.
look forward to seeing you guys play again soon. Do you want to take us out on a song?
Yeah, you mentioned our song Paragon. So I guess, yeah, we'll play that one.
Sounds good to me.
The video game it's from is called Mass Effect. So if anybody's into like Star Trek meets a lot of other sci-fi elements, that's kind of what the game is like.
He doesn't like it.
I don't like it. I think that game's dumb.
Instrumental human in this melody way. What more could you possibly have to give? We've got good soldiers that are better than you, even on Wednesday. So come and take a trip to Fox to try and wash away the thing of loving that just can't do. So I've been so long about my alien Friends as we'll stay together, spiritual on a promise for consciousness. It makes sense. Oh, look at you, girl, you're good. Good Samaritan. Even when the world is burning, oh, look at you, renegade. Rejection of my conscience, even though you're on my TV screen. Well, I'm sorry to say your specter-sided has been denied when you didn't almost. Was just a time, was a bad no friends and go for throttle to make sure you don't run out of fuel. So go and kill the reapers, comrades. You wanna watch everyone your love burst into flames. So come run my better friends and we'll stay together, see what you wanna run. So find us this, it fix this, so won't you save us for good? We just have a nation army. Don't show them who's me. Oh, won't you save us from the game? We're blazing guns and glory. No someone coming, and this all the leaders and
Awesome. So everybody, check out their album on Spotify and other places, and I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. And go see them live. They are an awesome band to go see. I've seen them live, and it was all their original stuff's great. Their covers are great too. Um, but definitely go see them. They're one band you need to check out locally. So
we got a big surprise next show, so you don't want to miss it. I'm going to advertise the date, August 2nd. So show up. This Connect Live, Pineapple on Meat Farms. It's going to be great. Chris, thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure, at least on our end.
no, this turn. I hope this turns out great. It seems like it will. So, anyway, everybody have a good night, and I appreciate you listening in. And we'll see you next time.
All right.